EFD. I call now our colleague Marta Andreasen for 1 minute.
President, the negotiation of the annual EU budget has become a farce. Last year, Parliament, Council and Commission signed up to just over 2% increase for 2012. Yet last October, the European Commission was asking for no less than €9 billion of extra cash, and this House has joined the cry for more money. This is a 9% increase and not a 2% increase. Of course, last year's agreement had allowed for an increase in the legal obligations the EU could enter into, the so-called commitments, but this fact seemed to go unnoticed by the heads of state. The fact is that we face the same situation for 2013, as the legal obligations are now growing by up to €151 billion. And who picks up the tab? The taxpayers. Frontline services are being cut in Member States while the EU gets on with its own wasteful agenda. Mr Cameron, please, don't come back claiming victory this time. It would be a serious insult to your people. Thank you.
No. Colleague Andreasen, do you agree to take a question from Mr. Zemke? Blue card. Yes, please. Κύριε Zemke, έχετε το λόγο.
Mr. Zemke, you have the floor.
No. Mr. Lyon, yes. George Lyon.
Thank you, President. I listened with interest to Mrs Andreasen, who was once again railing about waste and the cost to constituents in the UK of the EU budget. Surely one of the areas she should concentrate is on the performance of our own leader, Nigel Farage. He has been on the Fisheries Committee for 3 years and he has only ever turned up once to the committee meetings, and yet the reform of the CFP is a very important issue. Surely, in terms of value for money, she should make sure that her boss turns up and attends committee meetings rather than wasting taxpayers' money getting paid for doing nothing.
Ms Andreasen.
I think that this is not the main issue, the main aspect where we are spending the money. You are now running a political campaign against Mr Farage, and that is up to you. But I can tell you that I have been involved in the fisheries reform because I presented to this Parliament a report on what the auditors have said about the fisheries policy, and all of you voted against my report. So I do not think you are very concerned about the fisheries policy at all. Why should Mr Farage be so concerned? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs Andreasen.